Okay, I've made it back to school and I'm going to run into Hannaford's because I'm going to show you guys how I make my homemade chicken noodle soup. I make this all the time. It's just super homey and comforting and it's just so good. I could eat it for every single meal. I always joke and say that on my wedding, my like 3 food groups I'm gonna be having is chicken noodle soup, mashed potatoes, and chicken lo mein. And I just personally think I make it the best. I've had other people's homemade chicken noodle soup and it just does not compare. So I am going to go into Hannaford's right now, get the ingredients, and then I will come home and teach you guys how to make the chicken noodle soup recipe. Okay, so these are all the ingredients you need. Why? Okay, so these are all the ingredients you need for chicken noodle soup. So you need egg noodles. You can use egg noodles instead of pasta because pasta gets too hard and these go good with broth. I use parsley in mine, celery, carrots, a large onion, rotisserie chicken. It's the best to make soup with because you can peel the skin off and you can like make the chicken so it's in even slices and it's not like grilled or anything. Chicken broth, garlic, butter, salt, and pepper. Sorry for the weird angle, but this is what we're gonna have to deal with here. First, you are going to want to get 2 tablespoons of butter and a tablespoon of garlic and simmer that in a pot for about 5-ish minutes. So you're gonna take your butter and plop it in the pan and make sure the stove's on. And then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of garlic. You don't have to use garlic if you don't want to, but I love garlic. Okay. And then you're just gonna put the garlic in the pot, and then you're gonna stir the butter and the garlic until the butter melts. Okay, now you're gonna wanna chop all your veggies. So first, you're gonna wanna chop your onion. You're gonna wanna chop up those carrots, and then celery. Once you have all the carrots, you're gonna want to put them in and let them saute with the butter and garlic because these are the ones that are gonna, or these are the vegetables that are gonna take the longest to cook. So that's why I like to put them in first, and then I just have it on like a little warm simmer, and then just cover the pot and let that simmer while you're finishing with your celery and your onion. Now you're gonna wanna put the whole onion that you sliced up in the carrot, butter, garlic mixture, and you're gonna let this simmer for probably 20 minutes, just until the onions get sauteed down, the carrots are nice and soft. Okay, now we are going to cut up all the celery. This is my favorite part of the soup because it adds a little crunch to it. So you don't have to add celery. A lot of people don't like it, but in chicken noodle soup, it is a must. Please ignore all of that. We've lived here since sophomore year. You're going to do, ignore the music playing in the background. The next thing you're going to do is skin this rotisserie chicken. I like to use a rotisserie chicken other than just like chicken breast in cooking the chicken breast than making it, because this just has more flavor, it's easier, and it just tastes better texturally to me in chicken noodle soup. I just don't like making chicken and putting in yourself, but I don't use the skin in chicken noodle soup, and I also don't use the dark meat. I just think if you just stick with the white meat and it's nice and clean, it tastes a lot better. But Sam will eat the skin on it.
Yeah, don't throw any of that chicken around.
So she gets the scraps like a little dog. Okay, so when you're taking the meat off the chicken, you want to make sure that you don't put any of this junk into it, like the veins or the bones or something like that. So I just put it in the other bucket. Okay, so I just put in about a half a tablespoon of pink salt, and then I just put in a ton of pepper because it just gives it a good flavor. And then you're gonna want to dump in, if you like broth in your soup, I do 3 of these 32-ounce chicken broths, or you can just do 3. You also want to put in 1 bay leaf. It just adds a little flavor to the broth. So I just add 1 of these in right when I put in the broth, salt and pepper. And then once you do that, you're gonna cover this and let this simmer. Half a bag of noodles, just egg noodles right here, and then you're gonna mix this in. You can add more salt and pepper if you want. You can just try the broth as you go, but now I'm gonna let this sit for another 20 minutes so that the noodles get fully cooked and the whole flavor just blends together. Okay, so that's my recipe. It's super easy. It's perfect for the fall weather. And when you're not feeling good, I feel like it cures everything. So my roommate Sam right now actually just had strep throat. Now she has a little congestion in her nose. So she's gonna have a cup for dinner and hopefully it'll make her feel better. All right, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.